On average, even in 2025, where many believe it's dead, email marketing generates $45 in revenue for every dollar a company invests into it. That's a huge return, and that's why email is still the most effective marketing channel out there. Better than paid search, organic search, and even paid and owned social media efforts. My name is Matt Hansen, and I'm the host of the Mastering Local Marketing podcast. Today, we're discussing how to skyrocket your small business with email marketing. Email marketing is just like dating because it's built on trust, communication, and consistency. Just like any relationship, you can't just show up when you want something. You need to provide value, listen, and be engaging over time. Through the process, you introduce yourself, typically through welcome emails. You then get to know each other through a couple of casual what we offer email interactions. And over the long haul, you build trust by sharing relevant, helpful content. Consistency is key. Let's face it, if you disappear for months and suddenly show up asking for something, your audience is going to start asking, who's this person? However, if you nurture the relationship with personalized messaging, thoughtful follow-ups, and engaging content, customers will stay connected, loyal, and eager to engage. The problem is many small businesses don't even get that far because they think it's too hard, too expensive, and it just won't work. The opposite couldn't be truer. With all the tools out there today, the cheap email service provider platforms you can use, and the continued predictable responses from those emails, email couldn't be easier. Today, I want to touch on 6 key areas to focus on that should take your email program to the next level. First, let's talk about understanding your audience and what makes them tick. Let's imagine you meet someone, and you'd really like to get to know them better. You'll ask a series of questions, which you'll then use to tailor future conversations. For example, you may ask, what's their favorite food? Do you like to vacation on a beach, or are you more of a city vacationer? Learn as much as you can about your customers and use that in your communication. At this point in the relationship, if you ask them for more than just their email, you've gathered enough information from your customers to start to build relevant content. If you know their favorite food is pineapple on pizza, no, they're not weird, they just crave a little twist to their pizzas. So traditional emails for cheese, sausage, and even pepperoni aren't going to appeal to their taste buds. Use their information accordingly and send them emails for specialty one-time pizzas you're thinking of offering, like bananas on pizza. And yes, before you question me, it's actually a thing. Next, you've developed the best content based on the information you've gathered. But without a good subject line, your email never really had a chance. Here are 3 best practices to getting your email open. First, let's discuss personalization. Let's face it, people are drawn to their name and the personal information you know about them when it pops up in a subject line. For example, we could use something like, "Happy birthday, Jim." Second, create a sense of urgency. If something has a deadline or limited availability, people are motivated by their fear of missing out. Perfect example could be, tickets will be sold out by noon. Finally, create a sense of mystery. Here we develop relevant subject lines that create intrigue for the recipient and create a little mystery where they have to see what the email is all about. For example, you could say, "Everyone is stealing these jeans," which is a great reference to the jeans that consistently are flying off of your shelf. Moving on, let's discuss segmentation strategies. Instead of developing one email list based on their name and email, why not gather information that allows you to segment your message much deeper? Our first example integrates special events such as birthdays and anniversaries. Use their special occasion to offer them a one-time special to help them celebrate. For example, send them an email one day after their special day and say, "Oh darn, we missed your birthday. Here's a gift." Or how about the infamous coupon users we've talked about? If someone only purchases when they have a coupon, give it to them with every email they get. Finally, let's discuss the imagery used. If we go back to our beach versus city vacation question, you could tailor the imagery accordingly. Regardless of the segmentation strategies, customers respond much better when you tailor their preferences to the messaging. Let's talk about timing. Most people work a traditional work week from Monday to Friday, and that usually means we've left our inboxes unread over the weekend. That also means we're walking into Monday morning with a lot of emails to sort through. Don't be one of those that gets deleted right away on Monday. Avoid the day entirely. Fridays aren't much better because we partially checked out and don't want to be reminded of the work we'll be coming back to on Monday. Your best bet is to send your email messaging Tuesday through Thursday when we're looking for a break from the work week. Finally, all emails you send should have one clear and concise call to action. Too many businesses drop in every product they are selling in the hopes that they'll at least buy one. Keep it simple. Every message you send should have a primary function you want the consumer to do. I get it that you want to be cute with your call to action buttons. Maybe you're using Easter eggs as buttons for an Easter email. But this may be causing more confusion than creativity because your customers aren't used to clicking eggs to order something. Human beings are simple, and we've been trained to look for a colored button. Use a simple button with great contrast to the rest of the email, and you should be good to go. Don't deviate from that. However, use the text on your button to get creative. Buy now and order are a little boring, so spice things up with something different like grab this Jenny. Remember, use personalization when you can. Our eyes are drawn to our name. When all of these things are put together, you really are set up to win. Let's discuss an example from my own experience. I used to own an e-commerce website that sold an Italian collectible that had around 240 separate pieces. My customers had been collecting for years, but many of them didn't know how many pieces had been produced through the years, and no one had ever built a checklist on that history. So of course, I decided to take that need and develop it for them. After producing that resource, I used it as a simple lead magnet for our business where we generated thousands and thousands of emails, all who became our customers later. Building off that collecting history, we used the email list to announce the sales of new annual pieces, as well as miscellaneous older pieces we purchased through our connections in the industry. The email newsletter had become a collector's paradise instead of a simple email full of the same old product. Remember our segmentation discussion earlier? Even the subject lines created urgency when we announced a handful of pieces were available and would be gone within the hour. Finally, we understood our clients' timing. They wanted to get the new items first, so every August we would segment our best customers into an email that offered them the first new pieces to come in. We had developed a relationship, and we'd push them to the front of the line because they meant so much to us. I told you we'd provide some value today, so let's wrap this up. To summarize what we've learned today, you need to 1. Understand your audience. 2. Build relevant content that's through segmentation strategies. 3. Develop great subject lines. 4. Use segmentation to create personalized experiences. 5. Send emails at the right time. And 6. Keep call to action simple with contrast and have some fun with them on the text. If you found today's podcast helpful, please leave us a comment, subscribe to the podcast, and leave us a positive review.